Welcome, Tai Njio here at tainjio.com, offering the Yuen Method educational video series. This video is going to teach you how to clear, eliminate, release, or do something with that weakness that you had found in the previous video. The weakness that we found as the underlying root cause. So if you haven't watched it already, you may want to do that. So very basically, again, just to cover, when you're working with somebody, they're going to give you an issue or a challenge or a pain or something that's going on for them or for yourself and want that to go away. So what we do is we go and find the underlying root cause of what's really going on. How do we find that? How do we know we found it? We found that as an underlying weakness and something that makes their energy go weak. When you muscle test, it goes weak. Using your intuition, you can sense it's a weakness. So we've got that far, and now we're going to learn, well, what do we do with that? So this is like second key. So important and so beautiful. It's almost magical because it works so fast. Again, please remember that you're doing this on the quantum level. So your intuition is tuning into their energy. You're finding those underlying weaknesses as root causes of their past influences or present or future influences, things that are causing them to go weak. On that same quantum level, we're using our intention, our thought, our focus, and we're going to bring that to the midline. So if you're working on yourself, let me turn here, as you can see, you're bringing that to your midline. So you're bringing your thought here, you're bringing your intention here. If you're working on somebody else, you're doing it for them. You're thinking of their midline, their center. What does this do? This is the magic. This is the amazing piece. What this does is, in essence, it's flipping a switch. You had that weakness that you found, that underlying weakness, you go like this, and it flips a switch and it makes that weakness strong. So this is like so key and so beautiful and so instant, so fast. It's not like you have to make it happen and you have to meditate on it. You just do it. I'm using my hand, and in the beginning we do that just to remember to do that, and when you're working on somebody, you just remember to do that, you just knowing that you're doing that. But as you do this more and more, it just happens automatically. As soon as you find a weakness in somebody, it strengthens. So this is so exciting. You can tell I'm just so excited because this is like the key piece to the Yuen Method. You find that weakness, you strengthen it. You flip the switch, you make it strong. I'd like to let you know that when we're working on people, and you know, maybe you've had somebody else work on you, you've learned something from the Yuen Method from somebody else, or you've heard, and you'll hear the facilitator, the person that's doing the Yuen Method, you'll hear them say something like clear, correct, eliminate, release. You'll hear different words. Now, we use those words interchangeably, kind of loosely, I would say. And they're almost like they're the next step after you have found a weakness, flip the switch. What happens is whatever you were working on is going to clear or eliminate or release or shift. So it's very important that you don't get confused here, because I will even use that when I'm working on myself, and in some of the videos in the future you're going to watch some videos where you see me actually working on people. And you'll see that I'll say, okay, clear, or release. But in essence, what I'm doing is I'm taking the weakness, I'm flipping the switch, making it strong, and then that thing is clearing, releasing, eliminating. So I know I'm repeating myself, but I just really want you to know that you're not actually the one that's clearing something, or eliminating something, or releasing. That's not what you're doing when you're doing the Yuen Method. All you're doing is finding that underlying weakness, flipping the switch, and then that will make it clear. That will make it release. So once again, in the previous video, we had talked about how everything and anything in our experience, past, present, and future, leaves an impression on us, a weakening influence that we feel and sense as a weakness. And those things begin to build up, kind of begin to snowball. and you get more and more of these weakening influences until, mentally you just feel scattered or frazzled. Emotionally, maybe you just start to build up and you just start getting really angry or upset or stressed. The physical body starts to build up more and more of these weakening influences, and you start to get so tense that your systems literally start to slow down. Your blood system starts to just slow down. Your lymphatic, that's a big one. The lymphatic system will start to shut down, get clogged, and then you start to build up pain because it just gets blocked. So really key that all these weakening influences start to build up. So when we're doing the Yuen Method, what we're doing is we're trying to find as many of these underlying weaknesses that have caused the mind, the emotions, the physical body on all different levels to become weak through our experiences. And when I say future experiences, like when you think about what's going to be happening 5 years from now, is your business finally going to take off? That's future. So if you clear yourself for future mental thoughts that have emotional reactions that could start causing physical ailments, you see we're working in the future. So we want to clear, here I'm using the word clear again, identify as many of these underlying weaknesses as we can. When you do a session, a session is time. It's like you do a 5-minute session, a 15-minute session, half-hour session. It's just the time that it takes to cover as many weaknesses as you can, and right away flip that switch, make them strong, and then the person's life will begin to shift, their mind will clear up, their emotions will release, things in their life will begin to shift because they don't have so much tension and stress. And when they're working in their business, now they feel relaxed, they're more trusting, they're allowing, they're more open, possibilities come to them. So this is really how this is all working. So now you might be wondering, how is it that just by going like this, focusing our intention here, it flips a switch? This is very subtle on an energetic level. We have different energy meridians in our bodies, and you don't have to get all into this. Just accept that it's such. In front of us here, we have a conceptual channel. Conceptual meridian, and this is really just an area that's very easy to enter into, create shifts in. We also have a governing one in the back, so just kind of imagine this way. So when you're working on yourself, it's easy just to go like this, and anywhere in here, wherever your hand kind of goes, that's where it's just going to be receptive to make that shift and change. When you're working on somebody else, for example, let's say they're in front of you and they have their back to you, and you can work on them and do the clearing on their back. So I'm saying clearing again. Flip the switch on the back of their governing channel, and that will be the easiest. Probably better in the beginning if you're working physically in person with somebody. You don't want to be having them face you, because we tend to project a lot of our energy, a lot of our thoughts, our emotions this way forward. So if you're working face to face with somebody, they're projecting all their stuff on you, and you're trying to be neutral and work on them and really find the root cause, but they're projecting so much that it can be pretty intense. So you ask them to turn around and you work from the back, and that's much easier. And there you have that governing channel where you can go ahead and flip the switch. Take all those weaknesses and turn them into strengths. So another key piece here, which you will be learning in another video, is using our intuition, muscle testing this way, and applied kinesiology when you're working on somebody else. So what's beautiful that I can just show you already right now, let's say you're working on somebody and you're doing the muscle testing on them, so this is their arm, and you're working on something and you find a weakness, you go ahead and flip the switch, and then you retest that same weakness, and it's actually going to be strong. So, example, let's say they say, oh, I've got these money issues, I'm stressed. You check it, you go, no, that's actually strong. You check them and you go, well, I think relationship, ooh, that goes weak. You flip the switch, you recheck relationship, and this time it's strong. It's going to be that easy, that fast, that simple, that powerful when you do this work. This is just key. Another way to look at this, where did this come from, is in the Shaolin martial arts, for example. Dr. Yuen has learned that by bringing your energy to the core, to the center, this is the place where we get strong, where we can recollect our energy, where we automatically actually release those underlying weaknesses, where we automatically can clear the mind of its scattered energy. So when our energy is out and scattered, yes, we feel scattered. We bring our energy back here. Just by this motion, you're bringing your energy back here, and you can feel that you're strong again. Your emotions might be all over the place, and again, you just bring your energy to your center, and you can feel your emotions settling down. Maybe your body is off center, and you're tripping, and you're not feeling very centered, literally. You bring your body back to the center, and you bring your energy here, and you'll feel more aligned. So there is some truth to this place here. There's a lot of power right here at our center, and this is part of the Yuen Method, very important piece. So this is it. Now you know that we're looking for those underlying weaknesses. That's what we're always looking for when we're working on somebody. We're always saying, well, what's the root cause of this? I'm going to find that as a weakness. I'm going to flip that switch, and it's going to be strong, and then the person's going to feel better, feel different. Things are going to change. And even in mental thoughts, you can ask somebody to think about something. They go, oh, that makes me feel, kind of off. You find that underlying weakness. You flip the switch. You ask them to think about the same thing, and they go, oh, wait, I can't remember. What was I thinking about before? It's really like that fast. Because that works on the quantum level. And yes, you can be working with somebody over the phone, and it's going to work just as fast. And you can even just think about somebody and go, wow, I'm thinking about this person, and I can feel they have a weakness around this one area, and you just send that, flipping the switch to them, and it works. So we are powerful, amazing human beings. Through our lifetimes, and future lifetimes, whatever you want to call it, we collect all these influences. They leave these imprints on us. They weaken us, and most of us walk around, with a lot of little switches flipped off, and we're walking around feeling really weak. And why don't we feel amazing and powerful and healthy and clear and bright? Because we're walking around with all these weaknesses. So use the Yuen Method. It helps you clear all that up. It flips all your switches back on, and next thing you know, literally you're turned back on. Your mind is clear and amazing and alert and peaceful, and your body just feels really good, and emotionally you're just at peace. The beauty of this technique is that it allows us to do this. I really trust that you learned a really key piece here, that you're as excited as I am. I absolutely love to teach and to offer these pieces. It's like my passion. Right now I'm 100% turned on just by being here, excited to be able to offer this to you. So thank you for taking that next step, for learning this piece, and continue on this powerful journey. The next videos are going to teach you more about the muscle testing, intuition. Then we're going to learn about the different areas, what to look for, because it's not just a big ocean with drops of water, and what are you going to look for? You actually have some guidance here, some ways for you to learn this much faster. So thank you again, Tai Njio at tainjio.com. Remember, that's where you can find a lot of videos, information, and those YouTube channel too. So thank you again. Enjoy.